Hope you're enjoying the music right now on Gold FM. Only the classic hits, especially if you're spending your time at home or around the office. I certainly hope you're taking it easy and enjoying the music coming your way. Well, I got a whole lot more to keep you moving and to keep you going right up until you reach lock-off time. I'm Kara. Join me every weekday from 2 to 7 on The Ride, only on Gold FM.
जहाँ हो प्यार का बसेरा और रिश्तों की खुशबू, वो है आपका अपना घर संसार. Join me on घर संसार, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. only on Radio Fiji 2.
Tonight, LTA bans all loud music equipment in public service vehicles. Police investigate alleged beating in Suva 3 days ago. Nile TV tells male-dominant Matangalis to make room for women in leadership roles. Good evening, I'm Amrita Priyadarshini and you're with FBC News. Buses, taxis and other public service vehicles have to immediately remove amplifiers and boomboxes or face the consequences. That's the warning from Land Transport Authority CEO Nesa Tuinadeva. Mika Longa reports.
Catastrophic events involving buses has prompted the LTA to order the immediate removal of boomboxes or subwoofers, as they're also known, as well as amplifiers from all public service vehicles.
Here is the installations of such devices, it overloads the electrical system.
According to the LTA, amplifiers carry a lot of voltage which can cause a fire in the vehicle.
LTA has never allowed this. Most of these happen after the vehicles gone through the inspection process. When they go back on the road, this is when drivers or vehicle owners they start tampering with the system to install these radios, these amplifiers, these boom boxes, which is totally wrong.
The LTA has drawn a line on this. Those caught with amplifiers and boom boxes can lose their license and get their vehicles deregistered. The LTA has found that electrical wirings on such devices has caused major fires.
This is one of the reason why we have fires on our buses. Because of the electrical system has been tempered, and in the cases where somebody put an extra device like the amplifier or the boombox, this is a potential threat.
These harsh decisions has only to be with buses. Mini buses should be excluded from the ban.
Boombox should not be there. It's very noisy and annoying. It's a disturbance to the people and the drivers too. That's why a lot of accidents are happening.
They should take out the boombox, because some people, they don't like the music.
LTA officials are carrying out random checks on all public service vehicles, which should only have its inbuilt radio. Mikalonga, FBC News.
A mother and daughter are admitted at the Nandi hospital tonight after they were hit by a 7-ton truck at the Nandi back road this afternoon. The incident happened around 1 o'clock today. The 49-year-old woman is in serious condition, while her 26-year-old daughter is admitted with injuries. The driver of the vehicle is in police custody. It's alleged the truck's brakes failed, causing it to veer off the road, hitting the two who were walking on the side. Police will inspect the vehicle as investigation begins. Police are now investigating the alleged assault of 3 men in the Mandi Heights, Suva last week. The men claim they were stopped in the middle of the road and held at gunpoint. Vosita Kote Wasawasa reports.
Uraya Puamau claims he and 2 others were allegedly beaten in the middle of the road 3 days ago. He alleges on the day, while preparing for a funeral of a family member, some men came up to them brandishing pistols.
They tell us to lay on the footpath, kicking us.
Puamau claims he identified one of the alleged assailants as a former schoolmate, but he still doesn't know why he and his friends were allegedly beaten.
So we without any reason, telling us why we were stopped.
He says the men only believed his story after they were taken to the home where a shed was being built for the funeral.
When we reached home, they saw everything was there, all the stuff for the shed, and all my nephew and cousins at home, waiting for the spade. So they just, and they knew that we were telling the truth. So they just called me and asked me to forgive them.
Police spokesperson Anani Soro says they have received a report and are now investigating. It's understood the RFMF is also investigating. Land Force Commander Lieutenant Moses Tikwitonga has said he would not comment until investigations were completed. Vosita Kotiwaswasa, FBC News.
There is nothing in the law that discriminates Itoke women from heading any Matangali or clan. Itoke Land Trust Board General Manager Alipateng Getaki says any woman registered in the Volani Kawambula has as much rights in a clan as any male member. Vosita Kote Wasawasa reports.
There have been issues about women being head of a land-owning unit once she is married. According to the Itoke Land Trust Board, there should be no discrimination when it comes to land ownership.
The Itoke Lands Act is quite clear on that, and as long as they are members of the Matangali and they are registered in the Volani Kawambula or the landowners register, they are the landowners.
Alipateng Getaki says they have been made aware of some landowners who are opposed to the idea of a woman being the head of a Matangali or owning a lease. He says it's time people changed their perceptions.
What is actually happening on the ground, I can understand, but I'm talking about the law. The law does not discriminate against anybody, and I'm sure the new constitution, given the draft that has already been circulated, will prohibit any discrimination against gender and also against children in such matters.
The TLTB says any landowner who wants clarification on this issue can visit their office. They will be told the same thing as anyone else. No one can be discriminated against based on gender when it comes to land ownership. Vosita Kotiwaswasa, FBC News.
Coming up, work progresses on the first ever regional mental health facility to cater for the South Pacific.
Nimbula methangu nimilote na isoro tumwa na makia umena rua kina ona na vya kavi moniti kina wakarambuka rongo mena vya sana kina vibaga barota kini ndreko malolo ena radio Fiji wana na wongani vya neno ngai na makia kina.
नमस्ते दोस्तों, मिर्ची रफ्तार से मैं अश्निल सिंह। शामिल हो जाइए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे फ्रॉम 3 to 7 p.m.
Welcome back to FBC News. The Commissioner of Police, Brigadier General Ioane Valarua, has told his new recruits that he has high expectations of them. At a church service to welcome the 112 recruits this afternoon, Commissioner Valarua didn't mince his words in his first address to the men and women.
This is my expectation as your commissioner. Listen in and listen in well. In 6 months' time, I want you shaped up here and in here, planted in here and in here, a good, honest and a trusted cop or trusted police officer.
The Brigadier General says choosing a career as a police officer is both honorable and challenging. He says policemen and women need to have a lot of integrity as they're called to service Fiji and its communities.
You lot, back to 6 months training. After 6 months, I expect you all to be able to do the job of someone that has served 5 years in the service. Quite tough. Quite tough. That's my expectation. That's the expectation. Why? It's tough out there. Police work, you cannot play catching up game. When you go out after 6 months, you need to be running on the 5th gear, not on a reverse gear, not on the first gear, on running gear.
Today's church service was attended by parents and relatives, and police chief reminded the new recruits of the sacrifice their families had to make to enable them to be here today.
In whatever you hear, whatever you do, whatever you see, be careful where you get your counseling. If you're one of those that get your counseling in the internet, all the corrupties and that, they are good stuff in the counseling. But if you're looking at gossips, you'll never find your way. Never. If you turn to comics or gossips along your corridors, you'll never move forward. You'll always be pedaling back. If it's around a town or Bengona, getting counseling, sorry, you'll be more confused than ever.
The recruits are being described as the new blood trained with the vision of a more professional organization. Negotiations are ongoing for the first ever regional mental health facility in Fiji. Health Minister Dr. Neil Sharma says they're working with international agencies to set up the hospital, which is expected to cater for thousands of people in the South Pacific. Shireen Lata reports.
The health minister admits there's little been done for the psychiatric patients in Fiji over the years. St. Giles Hospital in Suva is the only medical facility for people who suffer mental illness. However, the new specialized center that's now being considered will not only cater for locals but for people in neighboring countries.
We're probably the best position to establish it here, because what would happen effectively, we have the medical school here, we have the most progressive laws, and we have been able to provide the service at a decentralized level. So the learning experience would be a lot more meaningful in a setting of this nature.
Currently, there are 2 consultants, 8 registrars, and a pool of nurses who look after people with psychiatric illness. With new courses on mental health now on offer, the ministry wants more people to join the workforce and care for the mentally ill.
There are 7 or 8 different programs now running which are relevant to Fiji and the region. These are programs in psychiatry, in pathology, in emergency medicine, in postgraduate programs in dental health, environmental health. We have certificate programs in lab pathology, phlebotomy. These are new programs which have come onto the ground because these are the people we need. So it is an evolving phase.
Recently, the ministry invested $250,000 to improve St. Giles, and the hospital is also reviewing how patients are cared for.
We're also looking at the criminally insane who have been rehabilitated with the aim of giving them conditional discharge into the community. So the idea is to right-size the patient numbers, to right-size the medical and nursing workforce so that you are able to...
In Samoa, participants were told more needs to be done to protect people from mental illness. The new regional facility to be based in Fiji is a step in that same direction. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
Coming up in sports, an unlikely hockey team from Serua is raising eyebrows on the turf. And Kathy Wong tells of her plans to develop sports in Fiji.
Bola, oya wasala bilawa. Do bata kia o mena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single level ni moniti kina vagaromboka. Kako ni valata na no musini sari na kaisa moriendo loloma leone vani ni nau om gori ke de mena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single level ni moniti kina vagaromboka en Bula FM number 2 en sere.
I wake up in the morning, I prefer to go down to the gym, get a bit of physical work done. Also, later on in the day, I decide to go through for meditation. I do a bit of reading to find out what the latest songs are, a bit of research. And for me, it's all about the listeners.
Hey, what's up? I'm Rio, and this is the Traffic Jam every weekday from 3 o'clock to 7, only on Today FM. Today is hit music. What's up?
Welcome to FBC Sports. The Fiji Sun GP Batteries National Football League games continued today. Navua and Savusavu played in wet conditions at the ANZ Stadium. Navua proved too good for the Northerners, winning 4-0. In other games played today, Lautoka outscored Nandi 3-1, while Ba defeated Lambasa 1-0. Assemblies of God High School are serious contenders for the Coke Zero Deans title after defeating neighbours Nasinu Secondary in the finals of the Southern Zone competition yesterday. Now the Kinoya-based school head into the national playoffs with an undefeated record, and they will be hoping to maintain this all the way to the finals. Nasinu also qualify for the Coke Zero Nationals, together with third-place getters John Wesley College, who defeated Ratu Sukuna Memorial School. With the Coke Zero Deans competition next month to feature top schools from around the country, rugby fans won't want to miss out on some exciting rugby. As a recipient of the International Olympic Committee Award, Fijian physiotherapist Kathy Wong has been given an opportunity to boost sports. As a condition for receiving her award in Switzerland a week ago, Wong will conduct a project that will contribute to the development of sports in Fiji. Chalindo Dakadaka reports.
For a female athlete.
She is one of Fiji's renowned physios. Kathy Wong has served a number of years tending to our national teams in various arenas across the globe. As an International Olympic awardee, Wong has outlined 3 issues for a special project that will be fully funded by the world body.
Looking at ethnic participation in sports, looking at community development in, I don't like to use the word, I like to use it's physical activity, because what we're doing in the Ministry of Health now. So women participation in physical activity, and the other one which I know is high profile, but I think they already get enough funding from where they currently sit, is high performance elite women athletes.
The country has a lot of sporting achievements by Fijian women to be proud of, yet Wong believes more can be done.
For women in sports, what have we done to really promote female participation in physical activity in terms of athletics performance, in terms of support staff, in terms of administration support staff, and in terms of professional staff? Yes, there are, your avenues of applying for funds and all things, but what has women in sport done? I know they've done a lot. Can we take it to the next level? And personally, I believe we can.
It is a noble task to undertake, yet one that can take Fiji to the pinnacle of sporting greatness, especially for women. Chalindo Dakadaka, FBC Sports.
The Tuckers Fiji Secondary School's hockey competition got underway yesterday at the National Hockey Centre in Lodhala Bay, Suva. Schools battled it out in the playoffs. One school in particular travelled far to make the most of this opportunity to learn the game. Chalindo Dakadaka reports.
7 schools turned up for the Suva District playoffs at the National Hockey Centre in Lodhala Bay. Organisers were happy with the interest among the girls' division. One particular team from Serua stood out.
Well, from the development aspect, it's going really good. I'm really pleased to see the number of females participating, and especially from Ratu Latinara College in the Seruas. It's such a beautiful thing to watch women from that area come in to play.
Ratu Latinara College is renowned for their rugby teams. The idea to form a girls' hockey team was to involve students that did not make the cut for other sporting teams.
In our school, we usually play rugby and netball, and some of the girls are left out. So we came up with this idea to form a hockey team. So myself and Mrs. Narambe, we played hockey since high school. So we train our girls, these girls in hockey in high school.
The side rates the competition highly and sees this as a great learning curve to develop their skills against the Suva schools.
Shows the girls where they stand in hockey, and I thank the coaches and the association for supporting the Ratu Latinara hockey squad this year, and we look forward to our next game.
This is how schools fared in yesterday's games. Leline Memorial Girls had a strong day on the turf in the under-16 grade, while St. Joseph's Secondary was the form team in the under-19. Only 2 boys teams featured yesterday, with Maris Brothers High School overpowering Gospel High School. A positive sign for the development of hockey in the country, with schools showing great initiative. Chalindo Dakadaka, FBC Sports.
rain was experienced over the eastern and northern parts of the group. An active trough of low pressure lies slow moving over Solomons and extends southward over Tonga. It was a somewhat chilly 24 degrees in Suva and Savu today, the coolest across Fiji, while other centres were in the high 20s. Lambasa posted a high of 32 degrees. The Western Division will be the only place to see some sunshine tomorrow. Cloudy conditions and showers are forecast for most other places. The further outlook is for fine conditions apart from brief showers over the eastern and interior parts of the larger islands. It will be cool at night, so keep warm. Recapping the headlines, the Land Transport Authority has banned the use of amplifiers and subwoofers in public service vehicles for fear that these could be causing bus fires. Police investigate claims of brutality at gunpoint in Suva earlier this week. And regional mental health facility takes shape as Health Ministry holds negotiations with international agencies. To the poll question now. Are public transport buses in Fiji safe to travel in? To answer, visit www.fbc.com.fj. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That was News Tonight. I'll be back with you again next weekend on Demanda.
How would you like to spend your morning? You could spend your morning like this. Or you could spend it like this.
Tune in to the Morning Ride every weekday morning from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. right here on Today FM, Today's Hit Music.
सूरज की पहली किरण के साथ दिन की शुरुआत कीजिए। सुबह का मंगल प्रभात आपको शुभ हो। सुबह सुबह हो खुशियों का मेला, ना लोगों की परवाह ना दुनिया का झमेला। पंछियों का संगीत हो और मौसम अलबेला। मुबारक हो आपको ये खूबसूरत सवेरा। हर सोमवार से लेकर शुक्रवार तक सुबह 6 से लेकर 9 बजे तक शामिल रहें रेडियो फिजी 2 पर हम सफर में रविंद्र सिंह के साथ।